2027 Mazda CX-90 is a three-row SUV that's doing something most family haulers never manage. It's making people who test drive it question why they were ever looking at an Acura or a Lincoln in the first place. If you're shopping for a three-row SUV and you keep hearing the CX-90's name but aren't sure whether it actually lives up to the hype, this is going to answer every question you have. But it also has a few problems that nobody's talking about loudly enough, and one of them is going to affect you on every single drive. Let's get into the good stuff first, starting with the least impressive pro and building toward the best. Number 4. Powerful engines. Most people shopping for a three-row SUV are coming to terms with one uncomfortable reality. Family haulers are not supposed to be fun to drive. You pick something practical, load it with car seats and grocery bags, and accept that excitement left the building the moment the third row went in. The 2027 Mazda CX-90 is going to challenge that assumption in a serious way. While most rivals are relying on turbocharged 4 cylinders, Mazda is installing a 3.3-liter turbocharged inline-6. Standard models are putting out 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. But those who opt for the S trims are going to be getting 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet, enough to hit 60 miles per hour in just 6.3 seconds. The 8-speed automatic is handling shifts quickly and without drama, and all-wheel drive is coming standard across the entire lineup. There is also a plug-in hybrid pairing, a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with an electric motor for 323 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of 5.9 seconds. So whether you're going with the gas-only 6 or the electrified setup, the CX-90 is going to feel more athletic than most three-row SUVs have any right to. Now, all that power is impressive, but power without fuel efficiency means you're going to be paying for it every single week at the pump. So let's talk about whether the CX-90 is actually managing its muscle responsibly. Number 3. Above average fuel economy. Picture this. You're driving a 7-seat SUV, you've got a full load of passengers, the air conditioning is running, and you're watching the fuel gauge drop faster than your bank account on a holiday weekend. That's the reality most three-row SUV owners are living with every single week. Therefore, when a vehicle this size starts beating the class at the pump, it's worth paying attention. The EPA is rating the standard turbocharged 6 at 23 miles per gallon city and 28 miles per gallon highway. When stacked against direct rivals like the Kia Telluride, Toyota Grand Highlander, and Hyundai Palisade, the CX-90 is beating all of them in both ratings. Real-world testing confirmed this with a 29 miles per gallon result at 75 miles per hour on the highway, which is impressive for a vehicle weighing nearly 4,900 pounds. The plug-in hybrid is going even further, with an EPA estimated 25 miles of pure electric range and real-world testing showing 26 miles before the gas engine even woke up. For buyers doing mostly city commuting, the PHEV is going to spend the majority of its time running on electricity alone, therefore dramatically lowering fuel costs without sacrificing any of the performance. And so the CX-90 is proving it can be powerful and efficient at the same time, but the question most buyers are really asking is what it's like to actually sit inside this thing. And that's where things are about to get seriously interesting. Number 2, premium interior. Here's a situation a lot of buyers know well. You walk into the dealership, sit in a mid-size three-row SUV with a $45,000 price tag, and the cabin feels exactly like what it is. A family vehicle built to a budget with hard plastics where soft ones should be. That gap between price and perceived quality is one of the most frustrating parts of shopping this segment. The CX-90 is closing it. Fabric dashboard inserts, soft touch surfaces across most touch points, and Nappa leather upholstery in the upper trims that feels as premium as anything under $60,000. 8-way power adjustable seats, a 12-speaker Bose audio system, and a fully digital instrument cluster are all part of the package. The build quality is also deserving serious credit. Everything feels well assembled and durable, not the kind of cabin that's going to start rattling after 2 years of school pickups and road trips. A cabin that premium deserves a driving experience to match. And as it turns out, the way this SUV actually handles is the strongest argument Mazda is making for the whole package. That's coming up next. Number 1. Sporty yet comfortable. There's a trade-off that buyers in this segment are almost always being asked to accept. You can have a three-row SUV that rides smoothly, or you can have one that's actually engaging to drive. But getting both at this price is something the segment hasn't been particularly good at delivering. The CX-90 is changing the terms of that deal. Body roll is well controlled, the steering carries meaningful weight and real feedback, and on the test track, the CX-90 posted 0.85 G of lateral grip on the skid pad, a figure that puts it firmly in sports car territory for a vehicle of this this size. But Mazda isn't achieving this with a bone-jarring setup that makes every pothole feel like a personal attack. Road and wind noise is impressively subdued, the highway ride settles into a smooth and composed rhythm, and the push-button climate system is set and forget, meaning no diving into menu screens mid-drive. For buyers who want a family hauler that also feels alive on a winding road, nothing in this segment is going to deliver the way the CX-90 is. Those are 4 genuinely strong pros, but here's the thing. Every single one of them is going to mean a lot less if the cons are serious enough, and one of them in particular is going to matter enormously to families. Let's get into it. Number 3, tight third row. Legroom back there is tight enough that adults are going to feel it on anything longer than a short errand run, and cargo space behind the third row is only 16 cubic feet. Rivals like the Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, and Volkswagen Atlas are all offering meaningfully more room, and Honda Pilot buyers are going to notice the difference immediately. Therefore, if the whole reason you're shopping this class is maximum passenger comfort for regular use, the CX-90 is going to require some honest thinking about how often that third row is actually being filled, and by whom. The third row being tight is frustrating enough, but what makes it sting a little more is that the one place you'd expect a near-luxury cabin to really shine is in technology, and that's exactly where the next problem is hiding. Number 2, dated infotainment system. You spend $45,000 or more on a near-luxury SUV, settle into that beautifully trimmed cabin, reach for the infotainment, and then the experience hits a wall. The base Select is coming with a 10.3-inch display, while all other models step up to a 12.3-inch unit. But the core issue is that navigating the native interface requires a rotary control knob, not the touchscreen. Touchscreen functionality only activates when Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is running, and getting anywhere in the native menus is often a multi-step process that requires more attention than it should. The Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade have both received significant tech updates in recent years, and compared to those systems, the CX-90's interface is going to feel like a step backward. The underlying software is the thing that keeps this cabin from feeling as complete as everything else around it suggests it should be. Now, a dated infotainment is something most buyers can work around, but the number one con on this list is different. It's something you're going to feel on every single drive, in the most ordinary conditions imaginable, and it's the hardest one to ignore. Number 1, low-speed transmission issues. Think about the kind of driving that fills most of your week. Parking lots, school zones, stop-and-go traffic. The vast majority of time behind the wheel isn't happening at highway speeds. It's happening at low speeds, where smoothness and predictability matter most. That's exactly where the CX-90 is going to frustrate you. The 8-speed automatic is exhibiting hunting, indecisive behavior at low speeds, noticeable head bobbing and gear searching in everyday traffic that no near-luxury SUV buyer should be putting up with. There are paddle shifters on the wheel, but no manual shift mode, which is a strange omission from a brand that celebrates driver engagement. The plug-in hybrid is experiencing the same issue, and testers found it getting more noticeable over time, not less. Therefore, this isn't a quirk that disappears once you settle in. It's a recurring frustration in exactly the kind of driving most owners are doing every single day. The Mazda CX-90 is bringing a rare turbocharged inline-6 fuel economy that's beating the Telluride, the Palisade, and the Grand Highlander, a cabin that's going to make Acura and Lincoln buyers take a second look, and driving dynamics that nobody expected from a family hauler at this price point. But the tight third row rules it out for families regularly seating adults back there, the rotary infotainment feels behind the times, and the low-speed transmission behavior is a daily frustration that doesn't fade. Eventually, it all comes down to your priorities and preferences. Many potential buyers love the CX-90's features, but still decide to walk away because they don't need that extra row of seats. Thankfully, Mazda offers a solution in the form of the CX-70 you can check out in our next video. It gets as close as possible to the CX-90 in every aspect, except for the number of seats inside the cabin.